Hello, Super VBC volunteers. I am super excited that you are watching this video, and I am super grateful that you are volunteering for Vacation Bible Camp this summer. In case you don't know me, my name is Nick. You can call me Nick, you can call me Mr. Nick, and I am incredibly honored to be working with Vacation Bible Camp with you in just a few weeks. So we just want to take a couple minutes here in this video to give you a little bit of training, to give you a little bit of prep work, so that when you get here for VBC week, you are ready to go to have a super week. Yes, we're going to be using the word super a lot because our theme for Vacation Bible Camp is superheroes. It's Hero You, and we're going to have a great time learning about being a hero for Jesus. And when we think about being a hero for Jesus, we have a little acronym that the kids are going to use during the week and that you are going to want to become familiar with. So let's go over it real fast. So the acronym HERO, the H stands for helper, and that's going to be on day one. And when we talk about helping, we're going to talk about helping with our hands. And we're going to look at the story of when the four friends brought the paralyzed man with their hands to the roof and lowered him down to Jesus, where Jesus healed him, and how the paralyzed man was healed because of the help from his friends. Then we move to E, which is the encourager. Superheroes encourage others. And we're going to think about how we can use our words to build others up. And we're going to look at the story of Peter walking on the water. And we're going to look at it in a rather interesting way. And we're going to think about the words Jesus used to encourage Peter to walk on the water. Because I'm not sure Peter would have walked on the water if Jesus didn't encourage him to do so with his words. We're going to think about encouraging other people with our words and learning how powerful our words are. Then we move to R. R is responder. We're going to think about how we can respond when we see a need. And we're going to look at the feeding of the 5,000, and when the little boy brought his lunch to Jesus, he saw a need, he responded, and then Jesus did the rest, and 5,000 people were fed. And then O is for onward. And we're going to remember that superheroes never stop being super. They are always looking for ways to be heroes for Jesus. And so we're going to look at the story of the breakfast on the beach, where Jesus and Peter have breakfast, and there Jesus forgives Peter for betraying Jesus a few days earlier, and then offers Peter the mission to continue to be his disciples. So we're going to look at it that way. So you got the hero, we've got the helper, we've got the encourager, we've got the responder, and we're going onwards. So you're going to hear that over and over throughout our week of VBC. So that's what we're talking about. It's going to be great. I'm super excited about our theme for VBC. So just so you know, just going to quickly go over the general schedule for Vacation Bible Camp here at the Leawood location. We are going to be meeting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning from 9 to 11:30. So as leaders, you're going to want to arrive a little bit earlier. 8:40 is going to be great. A little bit earlier than that is even better, so that you're ready to welcome kids. We're going to tell kids to get here about 10 minutes before the start, which is 9 o'clock. So we're going to do that Monday through Thursday, and then you'll hear your more detailed schedule here in the breakouts in just a few minutes, all right? And then Friday night is our VBC party. We're going to have a lot of fun from 6:30 to 8:30. We're going to have free food. We're going to have inflatables. We're going to have all kinds of fun. And of course, we have the shaving cream party on Friday night with the truck. So for all of you veteran leaders who've been around, you don't have to worry about the shaving cream party. We are doing it Friday night with their families. And so it's going to be great, and they're going to be there to take care of it. So a couple other things I wanted to let you know about for VBC for that week is that our stations are back. For those of us who remember a few years ago, we stopped doing stations because of COVID, but they are back. So you're going to be rotating to our different stations. We've got a mission station, we've got a rec station, we've got a craft station, and we've got one more that I can't remember. Science! Super Amy's off the side and told me science is the other station. All right, so we got that going on. We're going to be in the sanctuary for our large group time. We're going to have praise and worship. We're going to have some great videos helping kids understand more about the Bible story and being super. All right, if you're a fifth grader, you're going to be in the student center. If you got fifth graders, you're going to be in the student center with the Res Life team. It's going to be super awesome over there as fifth graders get a chance to meet the Res Life leaders, and then get ready to be sixth graders very soon. So that is kind of the general flow for the week. We also want to just really share real quick about our missions. Our mission project is going to be two different things. We're going to finish up our 3-year partnership with Malawi, and so we're going to be working on some solar panel projects, which is super cool. that we're going to be helping there. So we've done water, we've done agriculture, and now we're doing solar panels. So it's going to be great, and our kids are going to be bringing in money for that. And more details on how they can do that during the week. You're going to have a bucket at each of your rooms. You're going to be offering places to donate all around the location, and there will be ways to give online too. All right. Also, our local mission is going to be collecting bedding for our beds ministry. So that's going to be great too. More information on that. So that's two ways you can connect with local missions and international missions as well. All right, a couple more details here. First, t-shirts. I have our Super VBC t-shirt on. I have a Super cape right here as well. And you're going to get all these as a volunteer. And you can pick those up on Sunday, July 17th from 1 to 3. And we want you to wear your shirt and cape as much as possible without it stinking too much. All right. You also will be able to set up, if you have set up. I know a lot of you will have rooms. If you're kindergarten, first, second, you'll have rooms that you get to set up, and you can do that Sunday afternoon. There are other options to do that as well. We'll give you more information there as well. All right. Probably the most important thing, well, no, not the most important thing. One of the coolest things about VBC is the swag we give out. So, Super Amy is here to show off some of the Super swag. I've got, we're going to be getting these wristbands that are actually going to have a place where they can bring in money. And then Super Amy, where are you, Super Amy? There it is. Here's some of our Super swag. Depending on the age of your kid, they may or may not be getting all or some of this. So we got the craft this year is a Frisbee. It's going to be awesome. They're going to put a sticker on. They're going to get it to decorate it. It's also like a shield. We've also got the pennant. Some of our older kids will be getting the Hero U pennant. Woohoo! And everyone walks away with an amazing Hero U VBC bag. So that's some of the swag there. And of course the wristband. So thanks, Amy. She's out of here. All right. So the rest of this video will have some more detailed training and some more things that you'll want to know depending on what age group you're going to want to serve. But before I get to that, I have something I want to talk to you about in regards to safety. Right, so one of the most important things about camp is that our kids stay safe. And so when I think about safety at VBC, I think about physical safety, I think about spiritual safety, and I think about emotional safety. And so we want to make sure that you are providing a safe place for our kids to be here at VBC. And so obviously when we think about physical safety, we think about, all right, we're not going to run around the room with scissors. We're not going to be, running through the halls, or we're not going to put our hands on the door where it gets slammed and the finger gets shut in the door. So you want to be on the lookout for keeping kids physically safe. So they're doing something that seems a little bit dangerous, we want you to step in and say, no, we're not going to be doing that. Let's keep everyone safe. When we think about physical safety, we also think about like the 2-adult rule or the 2-leader rule, all right? So we're not going to open rooms unless there are 2 leaders there. We're not going to be hanging out with a kid by ourselves. We're going to make sure that we're not going into bathrooms if we're taking kids to the bathroom, we're not going to go in the bathroom unless there's another leader, and only if there's an emergency. So we want to make sure we're keeping our kids physically safe. When we think about spiritual safety too, we want our VBC and our time together to be a place where kids can think about Jesus, to think about God, to ask questions, and for us not to be shocked or not to, we just want to be open to hearing what they have to say, especially in the older grades when they ask questions, to be able to have a place of safety where they talk about what they're hearing and what they're thinking about and be safe that way. And then emotional safety is things about hearing what our kids are saying to each other, what the campers are saying to each other. Make sure our eyes and ears are open for bullying, making sure people are treating each other with respect. And so that's kind of one of our responsibilities as leaders, is that it's an emotionally safe place for our kids, that they're treated with respect, that they are welcome, that they are cared for. And I know you will do that because you are awesome leaders. You are super leaders, all right? And the final thing for you now is 7 keys for a super VBC. Now, these are things I've just made up, so they could be way off. So if they are, that is fine. Just let me know. But all right, here are what I think are 7 important things to have a great VBC experience as leaders. 1 is prepare. Now, we're going to be sending you lessons. You're going to have clicks. You're going to be able to click on links that are going to give you all the curriculum that you need. So I want you to go ahead and take a look at that. Please read that. If it's very small thing that you do is just to read it the night before, that's great. We want you to spend a little bit more time, but just to prepare to look that over so that when you walk in, you know at least a little bit about what's going on in the room. All right. Number 2 is arrive early. It's tough to be showing up at 9:05 into your room and kids are checking in, or into your station and station's already started. It just makes for a more stressful time. So to arrive early. Now I know things will pop up, so And if that is not always possible, it's okay, but to do your best to try and arrive early, to get there before the kids are, to give you a moment before the kids start coming in and VBC gets going. Number 3 is focus on relationships. I think even more so through our time in the pandemic and COVID, that helping kids make friends with each other is just really important. So to focus on relationships, so that not only relationships with them, but with you, with the kid, to be a mentor towards them, and to focus on that most important relationship is their relationship with God. So you're focusing on relationships between the campers, with you and the campers, and with them and God. So just be focused on relationships and help foster great friendships there during the week of camp. All right, number 4 is pacing and stay on time. Don't spend forever on a certain activity, even if the kids are loving it, all right? Keep your lesson moving, keep your activities moving. General rule of thumb is, depending on how old your kid is, that's how many minutes attention span they have. So if you got a 7-year-old, you got 7 minutes. If you got a 4-year-old, you got 4 minutes or less. You're going to keep moving, all right? So, and don't spend a whole lot of time on stuff, okay? Keep it moving so that you get through everything. But also remember to stay on time. There's going to be schedules that you're going to get. So be sure that you're following the schedule, getting to the right place, because if you're late, then everything else is off as well. All right, so pacing and stay on time. Number 5, when possible, listen as much as you talk. Listen to your kids. Ask the questions and allow them to answer. Listen to what they have to say as well. So don't spend the whole time talking and teaching, but allow them to do a lot of hands-on learning, a lot of the hands-on experience, and allow them to talk and to listen to them. Listen to what they have to say. Work together as a team is number 6. So you're going to have a team of people to work together. Make sure you reach out to them and connect with them. Find out what they like to do. Find out what they're not as comfortable doing, and figure out who's got which roles. If you have high schoolers and you got youth on your team, please make sure to use them, because they are amazing and they have some amazing skills. So reach out to them and see what they want to do. Connect and talk about the flow of the couple hours and figure out who's doing what. All right, and number 7 is discipline. If you need any help with kids who aren't following instructions, who aren't doing as you would ask, or just being disruptive, that we are here to help. And by we, I mean me, I mean Super Mike, who you're going to see in a little bit, Super Amy. We've got all kinds of other people who are there as well to help you too. So if at first a kid isn't listening, isn't following instructions, you know you can gently remind them and give them positive affirmations when they do the right thing. You know, so if you see, don't always be negative. Say, don't do that, but hey, good job doing that. Affirm the behaviors you want to see. If you're still then not having success, you're welcome to ask for help. And we're going to come alongside you and help you and give you guidance and give you tools and see what we can do to help you there. Okay, so make sure you ask for help so that we can be there to support you there. All right, so those are 7 keys for Super VBC. Thanks so much for watching this part of it. Now, below in the comments and the description of this video, there are going to be different chapters. You're going to click on each of those chapters depending on what you're doing. So if you're working with early childhood, click on that early childhood part and you get Miss Amy. It'll skip you right through there. If you're doing 3rd, 4th, and 5th, you got me. So click there. If you got kindergarten 1st, 2nd, you got Mr. Mike there. So just go down there, click on that, and watch the rest of the video. And thank you again for serving and being super. See you later.
Hello, Hero University teachers. My name is Super Amy, and I'm here today to prepare you for the adventure we have ahead of us at Vacation Bible Camp 2022. If you're helping in one of our pre-K classes or younger, then this is the right video for you. Today, I hope to tell you a couple things about what's going to be happening at Vacation Bible Camp. We'll peek into the lessons a little bit, and I hope to give you a couple tips that will help you on the adventure ahead. The first thing I want to talk about is preparing for Vacation Bible Camp. Just a couple things you can do. First off, make sure that you connect with the other leaders in your classroom. The second thing is to show up for the setup day on the 17th, which is on a Sunday from 1 to 3. That's a great time for you to connect with your teachers. During that time, you can decorate your doors, put up a few superhero decorations, and just talk about the lesson plans and what's going to be happening. We'll also have name tags for the kids, so you don't need to make those. You just need to write their names on those name tags. Second thing I want you to do is make sure that you prepare by reading through the lesson plans. We'll be sending those to you via email, or you'll be able to have them when in the classrooms. We'll have printed copies of those. Make sure you read through those so you're ready when the kids walk through that door, so your attention is on them. And the final thing to prepare is I would love for you to start praying for Vacation Bible Camp and the kids whose lives you get to touch. I know I'll be praying for each one of you by name, and I know that will make a big difference in Vacation Bible Camp. All right, so we're prepared. The big day has come. A couple things I want you to know. The first thing is that I want to show you one of the most important superhero tools that every teacher needs, and that is your Super Notebook. That's right, the Super Notebook has everything you need to know to make this a successful Vacation Bible Camp. This is where you're going to keep track of the attendance of your kids. It's going to have maps of where you need to go. It will have your schedules. It will have a list of kids with allergies. This is a very important thing to take with you everywhere you go. So make sure you locate your binder on that setup day and take a look at all the information that's inside. One of the most important things you can do also is, as you're taking this notebook everywhere you go, is to count your kids and make sure you always have the right amount of kids with you. We don't ever want to lose anybody along the way. All right, so we've got our special tool. The next thing I want to do is take a little look at our lesson plan that you're going to be looking at. So your lesson plans will look a little bit like this. On the front page is an overview of what we're trying to teach the kids, the Bible story, the main point, the Bible words, and then this is your schedule for the day. Behind that, you're going to find the lesson plan itself that you're going to want to read through. Just a little thing about the schedule. I'll kind of give you some heads up as to what's going to be happening. You're going to start each day with something called roll call. And that's the time that you're going to get to meet your superhero friends. We're going to call each child by name because that's so important in making them feel important. And they're going to get to strike a really cool superhero pose, which, by the way, if you haven't already been practicing your superhero pose, you might want to think about that. The next thing you're going to be doing is probably worship time. If you're in one of our pre-K classes, you're going to get to go to the sanctuary for that. And you'll also be going to rotations like the older kids. If you are in one of our 4 and younger classes, you're going to get to have worship in Treehouse Park and have rec time on the playground. Again, all the information about where you're going and when you're going will be in your schedule, and it's going to be very important for you to follow your times and make sure you're arriving and leaving the places that you're supposed to at the right times. Then you're going to have some fun time in the classroom. In the classroom, we've given you some great activities to do. The first one is about the Super Bible story. Each day we have an amazing story that you're going to read to the kids and going to talk and ask questions about that. And then after that, we're going to have a section called Wow, that was cool. And during that time, you're going to get to do a couple of activities that will reinforce the bottom line of the day. So just to give you an idea what those activities might be, you might be doing a superhero challenge, working together to build a tower, or you could be making a part of their superhero outfit. That's one of the fun things I think the kids are going to love. Each day you're going to get to make an item for their outfit. The first day when we're teaching them to be a helper, you're going to make superhero cuffs. That's right, they're going to get to decorate them to wear on their wrists. The second day, when we're teaching them to be encouragers, we're going to make these really cool megaphones, which we know they're going to have a lot of fun talking into. All right, third day, we're going to be decorating some masks. Our masks are going to teach us to be on the lookout to respond to others. And finally, on the last day, they're going to get to make their super capes, where we're going to put their names on them, they're going to get to decorate them, and they're going to finally get to graduate from Hero U. So as you can see, there's going to be a lot of fun things taking place, and wow, that was cool section. The final thing that will happen each day is that we're going to give them a challenge to take home. We're calling it Zap into Action. So be sure to send home the Zap into Action card and to be sure to go through the end part of the day talking about what their challenge is going to be. And then be sure the next day to talk about what they did to complete their challenge. Okay, a couple other things about the lesson plan that aren't in here. Number one is you're going to be getting snacks every day. Those snacks will be brought to your classroom, and you'll need to work in the perfect time to have those. Again, just what works best for your class. The second thing I wanted to mention is that it's okay if every child doesn't participate fully in every activity. We want to encourage them, invite them, but as long as they're not being disruptive, a lot of times they're paying attention from the outside, even though they might be not right there doing the activity. So again, as long as they're not causing problems, it's okay. Okay, so that's a little peek inside the lesson. I know you're going to want to go in there and start reading today all the exciting things we're going to do. The next thing I want to talk about is keeping everyone safe. Nick mentioned a lot of things that are very important. I just want to add a couple of things that are special and important for our younger kids. The first one is the bathrooms. All of our kids in all these classrooms have bathrooms within their classrooms, and that's the bathrooms we want them using. An important thing to remember is that you are never supposed to be in the bathroom with the child. So if someone needs to go to the bathroom, they need to let you know. You open the door, you let them in. You stay outside the door, leave the door open a crack, and when they're done, they can come back out again. If you have a child that needs assistance in the bathroom, that's where you need to find a staff member. And that's where I come into place, or another staff person, and we can take care of that situation. The other thing that I want you to know is discipline. We want to make sure that we're always positively affirming our kids. If you're struggling with a child, you can let me know on that too. And the other thing you need to know is you're not alone in this. I will be around. I also have a wonderful coordinator, Miss Elizabeth, that will be checking in on you. So we'll be checking in, seeing if you need things, and if there's any situations you want to talk through, we would be happy to do that with you. All right, we're almost done. The final thing I want you to know is that I want you to enjoy your time. You have to know that not everything's going to go perfectly, no matter what you planned. Things can get a little crazy occasionally in your classrooms. That's normal. But the most important thing you need to remember is that you are really influencing these children's lives. These young kids, this might be the first time that they're hearing about Jesus. And they're learning what that means. And they're learning that church is a fun place to go to where they can learn and have friends. So keep that in mind as you're doing things. They're going to pay attention to you. If you're having fun, doing the dances, doing the activities with them, asking them questions, it's going to be a positive experience for everyone. And the most important thing you can do is make sure that they know those bottom lines. Every day there's a main point that we're trying to teach them. And if you're teaching them that, it's going to be an awesome day in Vacation Bible Camp. All right, well, once again, I'm so excited to meet you if I haven't already. We are going to have a super fantastic week at Vacation Bible Camp, and I can't wait to meet you. But until then, be sure to read in those lesson plans, and let's get ready for our Super Hero VBC.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Mr. Mike, and I will be the lead along with Kathy for kindergarten, first and second graders. So if you're watching this video, it means you are not able to join us for our training, and you are doing it by video. So that's okay, and we're just really excited that you are part of the team. So a few things that I want you to know going into VBC 2022 Hero U, and that is that you will want to connect with all the other leaders in your classroom, right? And well, to do that, we will give you a list of who they are and all the things about what room you're in and those types of things. And you will want to kind of reach out to them and just be able to find out who wants to do what. Since this is not a lead teacher situation, you are all part of a team. Each of you may have bring different gifts to that team, and so we want to make sure that you talk through those things, who wants to do what types of things. And we will have some also some great youth leaders in there as well. Many of these youth leaders are regular Sunday school teachers and leaders, and so they are already trained and do very well in that classroom. So feel free to just be able to just cooperate and coordinate all that stuff to see who wants to do what. And Mr. Mike say, well, what kind of things will we do? Well, someone might be the person who takes attendance every day. Very, very important. And we'll talk more about that later. Or you might want to be the person who does the Bible story because you like to tell the stories, things like that. Or you might want to be able to be the person that leads them to their different rotations. Whatever it might be, talk through those things and make sure that each person has a job. So second thing I want to tell you about is when you get here on Sunday the 17th, is when we'll do the rooms. After the second service, 11 o'clock service, you'll be able to start getting in and start setting up your rooms. So we will give you all the supplies that you need to be able to make an awesome room. If you want to use those supplies, great. And if you want to decorate your room even more, spice it up a little bit, and of course, you can decorate however you want. We would recommend the Hero U theme, since that's going to be super cool anyhow. But we will give you up to $30 per room to be able to buy supplies and stuff that you might need. You'll just need to keep hold of those receipts and turn them in on the last day of VBC. So you will know on that Sunday, which room you are specifically in and which grade and color, as well as you'll have the final list of who your kids are that you'll have in that classroom. So if you're wanting to know exactly what it is. But more than anything, what we want you to be able to do is start thinking and start creating, building up that excitement, even for you, because when you arrive, those kids arrive on Monday, they are going to be excited. We want you excited, and we want this to be something, and we want the room, of course, to be something that they want to come back to, and really almost don't want to leave, but certainly want to come back to the next week and then throughout the week as well. So some things specifically that you might want to know then about once you got all those things prepared, you've got your classroom all set up, and you're all good to go, and that you'll find out by your trusty little Hero U notebook. And inside here, it'll have everything. It'll have your schedule, by the way. We've thought ahead on that. So this is something you want to keep with you everywhere you go, because it'll have everything in it that you will need to be able to function throughout the week. It will have the schedule of where you're going here on the back. Inside, it will have, first page here will have the team assignments. And this is, again, who's doing what in the classrooms, so that you guys can work those things out, assign those for Monday. You may want to mix them up. Maybe Monday, one of you wants to do the Bible story, and then on Tuesday, maybe someone else wants to do it because you want to mix that around. We have that laid out for you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, who's doing what on those assignments. Then you want to be able, and on the back of that, we have some other things that are just pertinent that are just good to know as leaders as well. You'll flip to the back, and you'll see a couple other things that are very important. Some classroom information, again, some before you come, some safety policy stuff, and also specifically the diagram of where your classrooms are. And I would say to that, it would be a good thing to know exactly where your classroom is, what color it is, where it's located. You might be, kindergarten I believe is on the first floor, normally where EC is located. And first grade will be on the second floor, so they'll be very familiar with that, those kids will. And second grade will be over in the foundry. So a little bit different for them because they're not normally over there. But again, make sure you know what room your group is in, and maybe even like write it down and give it to a mom or dad or a parent or a grandparent, whoever's dropping off, so that they know also, where do I need to go to pick up? Because sometimes, believe it or not, you forget those things. Like, oh, where did I drop them off? All I know is they pointed me down the hall, and I don't know which classroom it was. It was just first grade. And so if you want to write it down on a little piece of paper and hand it to them so that they have it with them when they come back, it just makes things a little bit easier for that as well. Then in particularly, what you'll have, you'll have your lesson plan. And we have laid the lesson plan out for you very, very specific. You have obviously the graphic up here and what day it is. And here it'll give you all the pertinent information, what the story is, the Bible story, the bottom line, which will be key every day. We'll have a different bottom line. We'll have ways for you to teach that bottom line to those kids so that they can leave there knowing what that bottom line is about. And it just kind of reinforces too kind of what their story was about and how it applies to that bottom line. Then on this side, we'll kind of lay things out specifically for you. It has the time by which each one of those things take place, which is always kind of nice. You want to stay on that time schedule because some things specifically you will not want to miss. The first thing it says to do, check in and the opening activities. When you get there, by the way, we just would recommend very highly that you show up about 20 minutes before VBC actually starts. VBC starts at 9 o'clock, so be there at least 20 till. If you can be here even earlier, that would be great, because specifically if you have to drop another kiddo off, it gives you time to drop them off and get back into your classroom before the kiddos start arriving. So when they arrive, check in, opening activities. We have activities for them to be doing. You'll be doing that for about 25-30 minutes. And then you'll move on to our opening large group time in the sanctuary. And so when they do worship and all kinds of fun stuff, this is something the kids really, really look forward to. They get up on the big screens, on the cameras, and they kind of go crazy when they see themselves up there. So please make sure you give yourself enough time to get to your place, and you'll find out where your place is, and make sure you get there in enough time that they get to participate in all that fun stuff prior to large group time happening in the sanctuary. And then you'll move off of that. You'll go to a station time. A station time could, depending on the day, could be craft, could be a science, could be games, or it could be missions. So you'll rotate through those things, and that's a great time. The kids love the station time as well. I will mention, I know Mr. Nick, Super Nick, did mention about missions and collecting for that. You want to take that collecting container after you collect each day with you when you go into the large group time in the sanctuary. We'll be able to get that from you, collect a lot of stuff, and bring it back so that you can collect for the next day. The next thing you'll rotate through, of course, is the classroom fun. And that's where you'll have snack and some other activities that are going on. That snack will be delivered to you, so you don't have to go to a snack place and leave your room. You can stay right there. The snack will be delivered to you, and you'll be able to enjoy it right there in your room, along with some other activities you can be doing there as well. And then things wrap up, and she'll do a wrap up and check out. And believe it or not, those 2.5 hours will go by so fast. And you will say, wow, I didn't even realize that we were that far along in things. Off here to the side of your lesson, it provides all the things that are going to be provided for you in that room. It gives you everything that's there. It also gives you, tells you what you're handing out to the kiddos that day and what they're going to take home with them as a bit of a take-home activity. So that's kind of an overview of the lesson, and it kind of goes through each of those days. There are 4 days of VBC that you'll be doing this in. The 5th day, the only thing that's going on is that the parents, whoever, adults, will be bringing the kiddos back on Friday evening, and that will be the time to do a shaving cream battle, which the kids absolutely love, and there will be hot dogs and all kinds of things there for them to eat. That'll be free, just things and stuff to do, and that will be Friday evening. It's kind of just a fun family night, and so you can come to that. It'd be great because they'd be able to see their teachers from VBC there. That would be awesome, but you'll have no responsibilities. That's all handled by the people that are doing that family fun night thing on Friday. So let me see if there's anything else that I want to get over with you on this. But, so this sometimes happens in VBC, and that is occasionally, and probably not in kindergarten first or second, but it can happen, if a kiddo brings a phone with them into the classroom. That's obviously not going to be a good thing. It's going to be a distraction to them and to the other kids, and so just politely ask if you can take that from them and put it in a very secure place, and when they leave that day, that you'll give that back to them and they can take it with them. And then phones for you. If you have a phone, which we assume all of you do because that's everyone does these days, we would ask that you would just put those phones in your pockets and try not to use them unless it's a case of an emergency. We just want them to not be a distraction for you or for the kiddos that are in your classroom. And it just makes, you're going to be so focused and busy doing other things that you're really not going to want that phone out anyhow. So just if you could just go ahead and put that in your pocket, that would be super amazing. So as I mentioned, Miss Kathy and myself will be the team leads for kindergarten first and second. We'll be moving around to different floors and different places over by the foundry. If you need anything at all, you can feel free to just grab us, call on the radio, and we'll be over there in a split second and be able to help you out. And as well as if you have a kiddo who's just not able to follow along, and you give direction and they're just not able to keep up, or they're becoming a distraction, some of those kind of behavioral things, and they're just not responding to how you're trying to redirect them and those types of things, then feel free to reach out to Kathy and I, and we'll be happy to come and just kind of resolve those situations as well. So there will be a time for, if you want, you can actually, so we say it's the 17th on Sunday from right after the 11 o'clock service is over. You can get in and start doing it. All stuff will be in your classrooms. But if you want to come in earlier than that, just to go ahead and email me or send me something, and I will make arrangements to have to meet you, let you in, and get you into your rooms, and you can set up before if that Sunday afternoon just doesn't work for you. But otherwise, we'll see you on Sunday the 17th in those rooms. One last thing I would just really encourage you to do, even before that Sunday comes, would be to pray about and for those kiddos who are going to be in your classroom. You don't know who they are necessarily yet, or know them by name or anything else, but just pray for them and for the experience that they will have and you will have together as a group in there. And then specifically, when you get there and decorate the room, just go ahead and pray over the room, the seats, the walls, all the crafts and stuff, that these kiddos, as they come through those doors, maybe for the first time, maybe they've never had any experience with Church of the Resurrection or Kids Corps before, and this would be a time that God just uses that moment and uses that week and that day to be able to do great things in those kiddos' lives. So again, that's it. Super excited about what's going to take place, and we always have great themes at our VBCs, and this is, again, I think we've hit the bar, but we will keep going over the bar every time, so we're super excited and very much looking forward to working with all you guys as your team, and yeah, so we'll see you on the 17th.
Hey, super 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade leaders. Mr. Nick right back at you here. Thank you once again for being a volunteer for 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders at VBC. Hey, I just want to go over a couple quick things with you about how VBC is going to work as a 3rd, 4th, 5th grade leader. And so here we go. One of the things about being a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade leader is you don't have a specific room. You don't have a classroom where you're hanging out. Instead, you're going to be a small group leader. You and one other leader will partner together and we'll have a group of 10 or so kids that you'll hang out with throughout your VBC morning. You'll rotate with them, you'll eat snack with them, you'll do small group time with them, and you're going to be a chance to really connect with them and to connect each other together so that they can build great relationships at Hero U. So the biggest question I get is, how are the groups assigned? So here's how we're going to do this. A few days before VBC starts, I will send out an email to 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade leaders. I will let you know who your partner is for your small group leader time, all right? And then the day of VBC, we will get there and we will create small groups on our own. We will just do it there together with the kids. So for example, if you are a 3rd, 4th grade leader in the Foundry, at the beginning of VBC on Monday morning, I will get there, I'll welcome and say, woohoo, we're glad you're here. And now we're gonna create small groups, and I'll have all the leaders spread out around the room. I will instruct the kids that they can go to any group they would like, but a group can only be 10 people big or 10 people large. And once it gets that size, the group is closed and everyone sits down. And that is your group. Same thing with 5th graders. We'll do that in the Student Center. Only Mr. Todd will be leading that part. Todd Davison from ResLife, our middle school director. So we will do that, and then as we create those groups, if someone's not with a friend, we can quickly troubleshoot that with them right then and there. If a group is too big, we can make it smaller, we can make it bigger, we can do whatever we can real quick there. And I've done this a few times, and we can make it work. And so that is how we will create the small groups, and that will be a group for the time you're at VBC. And so you, like I said, you'll do everything together during VBC. So here's how this works. I'm going to go quickly through the 3rd, 4th grade schedule and then the 5th grade schedule. Right? So 3rd and 4th will begin in the Foundry every morning. We will start there. I will get everyone going. Then we will do an opening activity together, and I will lead that from up front. We will then go to the sanctuary for our large group time. We'll hear the Bible story, we'll do some music, have some fun in there. Then we will come back for small group time, and we will do small group time together in different parts of Building B. We'll have different classrooms, we'll spread out so you have quiet time and quality time to do your small group time. Then from 10:40 to 11:20, we'll do rotations. And so those station rotations will be half the group will go and do craft, while the other half has snack and some free time in the Foundry or to finish up your small group time during that as well. Then at about 20-25 minutes in, we will flip. And then you will do, if you did the snack and free time, you will then go up and do the station. If you do the station, you'll come down and do the snack. And we will go over that with the kids that day as well, so they know what they're doing. And then at about 11:20, we'll all come back into the Foundry. We will wrap it up and dismiss from there. So all the kids will dismiss from your small group. We will wait for the parents for 3rd through 4th graders to come in, or the grown-up, whoever's picking them up, will come into the Foundry where they will check with you and you will check them out, and off they will go. One important thing is you will have a bin, and in your bin will have all the supplies and all the goodies, including this handy-dandy lesson plan for each day that you will look at and reference, and you will be able to use with your kids. So that's how it works for 3rd through 4th grade. For 5th graders, very similar, only you are in the Student Center, and you will spend your whole time in the Student Center. And the reason why is these 5th graders are just weeks away from being 6th graders, from being in ResLife. So this is their first step in a transition from Kids Corps to ResLife. Plus, in reality, most of these 5th graders are done with Kids Corps anyways. They're ready for ResLife. I know because I have a 5th grade daughter and she is ready to be in ResLife. And so the cool thing is Mr. Todd will be there. Zay will be there, and other ResLife leaders will be hanging out, getting to know these 5th graders. They're going to do all this very similar in the Student Center. And so you'll get there in the Student Center where you'll check in with the kids. You will have large group time up there in the Student Center. You'll have fun games. You'll hear the Bible story. You'll get some live music. And you'll do that all in the Student Center. Then you'll have time for your small group. And while you're doing your small group time, Todd and others will be there rotating around and making sure you have what you need and assisting and supporting you there. Then you'll come back for free time and some snack in the Student Center. The snack is way better for 5th graders than anyone else. Don't tell anybody, okay? So they have a great snack, and they get to hang out in the Student Center and use some of the games and fun there. Then near the end of the day, at around 11-ish, we'll have a super activity of the day where they'll get to do like the cool pennant. They'll get to do a missions project where they're tying ends of blankets and some other cool stuff there in the Student Center. So that is the schedule there. Also for you guys, the 5th graders, when you arrive, you will get a handy-dandy bin with this handy-dandy schedule and all the activities for that day. The difference with the 5th graders is at the end, they are self-released. So I encourage them to find a meetup spot where their ride is going to be. So the first day might be a little bit tricky. So you might need to hang out and just help make sure all your 5th graders in your small group have found their ride and know where they're going. So generally after Monday, it kind of flows, and it just gives the 5th graders another sense of responsibility, of being a little bit older, so that they get to find and check out and find their ride on their own. So those are how the structure is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So just a little bit different, and actually a lot less prep work. So like I said, the week before VBC, a few days before, you'll get from me your partner list, who you're working with. You'll get the curriculum, you get links to all the helpful things just to read those over, check those out, and then as you arrive, you look for your bin, you look for your curriculum, and then each morning we will get you together with your group so that you'll be good to go. So it's a lot of fun. What I love most about 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders is this small group experience with them. You get to sit in a circle on the floor, you get to go to different spots, and you really get to build relationships and help them know what it means to be a hero and what it means to follow Jesus. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I will be around 3rd, 4th a lot and be able to help there. Also, Jessica Brown is going to be a coordinator for 3rd, 4th graders, and so she'll be there to help, and I'll point her out. So if you have questions, go to her, because sometimes I won't be able to answer questions, so the two of us will be there. Over in 5th grade, you got Todd Davidson. He'll be over there, and some Res Life staff, and so he'll be there to help you as well. And of course, I'll be flown over there in 5th grade as well, but don't hesitate to ask any questions. I will do my best to answer. So thanks again for serving. Thanks again for volunteering with 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, and I will see you real soon.